We are coming to you now, once again from the Republic Broadcasting Network, where you can handle the truth. Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, we welcome back Jesse Call on TM Radio. Go ahead, Jesse. Oh, incidentally, you guys can call into the show live and ask a question at 800-313-9443, or you can call in and listen at 605-313-0163. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Jesse. Go ahead.
No problem. Thank you, Frank. It's nice to be back on.
Great to have you.
So, had a couple of thoughts on things that we could talk about tonight,
Okay.
Frank. Did you have any suggestions or anything that you wanted me to cover or wanted to cover together?
First of all, after the show, I need to know the name of that supplement. Okay.
You bet. And I can even mention it on the air with your permission as well, just to let people know
Sure.
kind of what it is and what it does. I'll do that at some point here during the show.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay, great.
I'd like you to discuss I'm familiar with the HeartMath Institute because I get a lot of data from there, geological data. And I don't know if that has anything to do with your HeartMath, but I think the people would love to hear about your techniques as to, calming and relieving anxiety and the things you spoke of, I think, on our last call. That was really fantastic.
You bet. In fact, I had some notes written on that very thing.
Great.
I've been on HeartMath. I know the Schumann resonance is discussed and talked about, and the connection between our biosphere, the Schumann resonance I believe it's a 7.83 or 2 hertz.
7.83, yeah.
And that often changes normally during thunderstorms and things like that. But also, it goes up and down due to sunspots or things that are going on in the solar system. We're actually, this planet right now on Earth where we're residing is traveling through, along with the solar system, through a higher frequency of energy than in previous decades, cycles. And these things happen in, of course, 25,000-year cycles and 5,000 cycles or 5,000-year cycles. But we're in a part of the galaxy right now that's kind of speeding up that Schumann resonance. It's also speeding up our own personal spiritual and physiological energy. And there's a interesting connection between the planet's heartbeat and the human heartbeat. And that is tied in with the Schumann resonance frequency and then a couple others that aren't as well known or talked about as much, and I know less about. So I can illustrate where we're going with this with the event on 9/11. So when HeartMath got started back in the early 90s, they may have been some years later. I don't have all of the exact dates remembered, but they started a project called the Global Coherence Project. And what that was about studying the connection between these resonance, these frequencies that are on the planet, and human beings and other animals and plant life. And how when these frequencies change in Schumann resonance and the frequencies around the planet, there's an effect that happens with human beings and animals and plants. Well, an interesting turn of events happened on 9/11 when towers came down, came on the news. People were seeing this all over the news. People in New York were suffering and frightened and in a state of terror, most of them. And these sensors that the Institute of HeartMath placed around the planet, there was maybe 6 or 7 of them at the time, registered a distinct spike in this resonant frequency that couldn't be accounted for through the normal weather, sun spots, these kinds of things. And so they looked at that data, and they began to understand a correlation or put together a correlation, a hypothesis, that the emotional trauma from that day that human beings were experiencing, and maybe plant life and animals as well, all over the planet, because it was such a traumatic experience for especially us Americans, that it really there was a registered spike on their sensors, on their graphs.
Jesse?
Yes.
Was that in 1986?
Well, when the Twin Towers came down is when this happened, when they saw this spike. Is that what you're asking? In
Okay,
2001.
No, I'm going to let you go, and I'll interject something here after a bit.
Yeah, feel free anytime.
Okay, good enough.
So that really gave roots to the Global Coherence project, because that was all about learning how our hearts connect, the power of the heart. There's an energetic magnetic field that is extended several feet out from the body, can be measured several feet out from the body. And there's information in that energetic field depending on the state of being, the heart state that you're in. Ideally, a state of compassion and appreciation is the optimal state for many reasons I can get into here in a minute. So, kind of to tie this up a little bit, we learned on 9/11 that there was an effect, an emotional effect, that was registered from human beings collectively on these charts. And so that took the Institute of HeartMath in a new direction in teaching people how to do these protocols, these heart-focused breathing protocols in groups and in larger and larger groups in order to affect the energies of the planet and also have a calming effect on cities, on ideally the whole planet, an energetically calming effect. Now, if listeners are familiar with the Maharishi effect, Maharishi was the yogi guy from Tibet. I can't remember where he actually came from, but he was the guy that brought over transcendental meditation back in the 60s, made it popular in Hollywood and the Beatles. And the Maharishi effect is just a meaning that has to do with when large groups of people are in a meditative state and they send out positive energies into the environment. They've studied this. I've done many, many studies on this to show that there is a statistical drop in crime, in terrorism, in hospital visits, in accidents, in domestic issues, all kinds of things drop because of the positive energetic effects of these well-trained meditators. Same thing with the Global Coherence Initiative or project. So when many people get together, or it doesn't matter even if they're in the same room or same building, they can be collectively all over the world. There's a non-local effect that happens, as well as a magnetic energetic effect. So when people are doing this all over the world, it still has that same positive effect. Just a little better when people are in groups. Do you want to interject, Frank?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to say that we had a massive spike in 1986 and another in 2016. And prior to these two occasions, it remained right on 7.83 or thereabouts. I think it changed a little bit for millions of years. So you're right. The animal life and the plant life depend on this. And it's been spiking as high as 50, 57, I think, or 50-something, 52, day before yesterday. And for the last 2 days, it has been 13. And I've been trying to correlate targeting with the Schumann resonance. But I will be cataloging.
Mm-hmm. That's you.
Yep. And that's all I have to interject about that topic.
Interesting. And I would need and love to learn more about that and some specific things that you're looking at that I'm assuming that you're having a reason to believe that some of the technology that's being used in targeting individuals on the planet are contributing to those spikes.
Yes, I believe so. And HAARP in Alaska is able to raise that, and they can physically pick up the ionosphere. They can literally raise it, pick it up to let a missile pass. And they are sending up energy in, trilliwatts, or right up there. I can't, gigawatts. I don't know how many. I don't have the figures in front of me at this point in time, but China has a facility that is as large as New York City. They are doing the same thing. Let me see. Russia had the Duga facility, but it mysteriously went out when we had Chernobyl. So there's a long history with Chernobyl and Duga. I mean, Chernobyl is the principal power for that particular antenna array. But it's the only thing that I will relate is in 1976, on our 200th anniversary, the Soviet Union sent over an incredible charge from their Duga facility. And there's Duga 1, Duga 2, and Duga 3. And it was full of mind control waves that would make someone susceptible to mind control. But I just figured since you were on the topic, I'd put that in there. But
Great.
I'm interested in what you have to say.
Well, I have something to say about this. The challenge, one of the challenges here, maybe the fundamental challenge here is when these types of technologies are being used worldwide, and obviously the cabal, Illuminati groups, whatever you want to call them, have been working on these projects for a very long time with specific goals and purposes in mind. But they're doing it on a population that's already not real conscious, not real aware, not real awake. And so, when you're trying to control a population that's already kind of in a zombie land or walking around hypnotized, basically is what the majority of, the human race seems to be in. And it makes it easier for these, humanity to be controlled. The good news is as I was talking about earlier, where the solar system, the part of the galaxy that we are moving through right now, the particles have a higher charge of energy, a higher vibratory charge, which is basically awakening human beings. It's creating an environment or an atmosphere that is forcing us to wake up. So the way I see it is these projects that you've been talking about, Frank, are fully aware of this. In fact, this information that I just talked about, our solar system going through this part of the galaxy, I don't know if it's still on the NASA website, but that is NASA data, actual NASA data. And so the race, I guess you could say, is will human beings, collectively, enough of us, wake up in such a way, because when you wake up, you empower yourselves, especially when you are connected to groups that are like-minded and are also waking up. Because when you wake up, you have faculties in your brain that have been dormant for thousands and thousands of years that are starting to turn on. So people are having more, shall we say, outside of the box experiences, more ability to connect with each other long distance apart, more paranormal activity, excuse me. And these are all indicators of human beings waking up. So the cabal is trying to manage that in such a way that they can keep control. And that's what this whole project, this whole thing about disclosure is all about. That the term disclosure, meaning we're uncovering and shining the light on as much, not all of the corruption that's been going on for thousands of years through these secret societies and governments and power structures. Unveiling that and clear from the ground up from what's going on in the drug scene in Las Vegas, which I can talk about. Some very interesting things happening there. Drugs are being injected with Manchurian candidate types of neurotechnology, and clear up to things that are going on in politics, clear up to the secret space programs that have been going on since the 50s and 60s. So this is a huge, huge awakening that's happening, that more and more people are becoming aware of things that have been hidden for thousands and thousands of years, like the alien agenda, the technology that the government has acquired and been building, which you can see now in the mainstream news, in the New York Times and some other mainstream media outlets about the Navy coming up with these patents that will, fly our ship out into space, out into the solar system and beyond. So this is a big, big battle that we're in right now. And most of it's going on in civil war form against, the cabal, deep state, that we don't get to see. But people that are aware and doing research and having their own experiences are aware of this kind of thing, that this is happening now.
Okay, Jesse, thank you so much. We are going to commercial, and thank you for listening. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Folks, we're living in a world the likes of which we've never perceived any clearer than we do now. The plan for global governance has been in the works for generations and would have likely been achieved by now but for the fact that the globalists left open their Achilles heel. With all their tools, Federal Reserve System, fiat currency, no child left behind, and then Common Core education introduced to our schools to dumb us down, vaccines, pharmaceuticals to lobotomize us, GMO foods, insertion of compromised or bought and paid for politicians, judges, mainstream media propaganda, all pieced together like a puzzle designed to ultimately bring the world under submission. But with all their strategy, they forgot one thing: knowledge. And knowledge is power. With knowledge, their bombardment is nullified. Folks, with that, as brilliant and knowledgeable as you've become, among the wisest audience of any radio audience in the world, and you are, I want you to take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, how much of that knowledge did I obtain from Republic Broadcasting Network? How high has my consciousness been raised since I've been a listener? How fast am I now able to discriminate truth from fake news by being a Republic Broadcasting listener? How clear am I now able to see the world since I've been listening to RBN? Ask yourselves those questions, folks. Then ask yourself, what is that knowledge worth to me? Like my morning coffee, how would I survive without it? A voice of truth in a sea of lies. Do we not all need to make sure it survives? Like public broadcasting, we are now finding we can only survive with listener support. Censorship, advertisers being attacked, truth itself being attacked. It's the only way through this. We at Republic Broadcasting humbly ask you to become a supporter. Look at your budget and make a determination of what Republic Broadcasting is worth to you and what you can afford on a monthly basis. Go to republicbroadcasting.org and pledge $20, $30, $40, $50, if possible, $100 a month or more if it's affordable. Click the donate button and become a regular monthly donor. Assure both us and yourself that Republic Broadcasting truth will continue to flow like that morning coffee. The network thanks you.
Homeowners, if your lender has gone out of business or sold your transaction to another lender or servicer, you may be the victim of a wrongful foreclosure resulting in the loss of your home. If you've already lost your home, are in foreclosure, or even in good standing, you can challenge the mortgage transaction's illegal issue and your property can be restored to you, and your foreclosure can be stopped or reversed and the mortgage transaction declared unenforceable. State laws, U.S. title codes, the Uniform Commercial Codes, and U.S. Supreme Court rulings have upheld that defective mortgage documentations can reverse or stop foreclosures and enforce property title claims in favor of the homeowner. We are having successes in stopping the process of foreclosure, the enforcement of the foreclosure judgments, the sale of property, and evictions after the sale. We are not attorneys, and we don't give legal advice. We are a professional team of legal researchers, providing forensic mortgage audits and expert witnesses. We have the knowledge to produce the evidence and enforce laws regarding your legal issues. We've been in business for 12 years without a complaint. Consultations are free, and we provide a free title search to confirm if your mortgage has legal defects. Please call 855-253-3748. 855, the number 2, keep it today.
We are coming to the Broadcasting Network where you can handle the truth. Targeted Justice is hosting a rally and protest event in our nation's capital. This is taking place this weekend, the 18th through the 22nd. Registration fee is $35 and includes a free T-shirt. If you talk to Midge Mathis, she will accept a registration at the event or at the meeting place. So don't think that you've been ruled out or you're too late. Okay, we encourage you to request a 5-minute audience with your congressman, and you should have made this request several weeks in advance, but you may have luck. Try tomorrow. Make the request through your congressman's website and ask for an appointment on October the 21st or the 22nd. Okay, any additional information that you need, go to targetedjustice.com, and at the top of their home page, you will see Targeted Protest 2019. Click on that, and you will find any and all information that you need. Thank you. Okay, Jesse, go ahead. Very interesting. Jesse, you with us?
Muted?
I didn't. Oh, okay. Jesse, are you muted? It looks like he's still there and he's gone, right? Okay, good enough. Okay, we also have a new conference call for TI support Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. By phone, 605-313-5569, access code 516-586. And Targeted Massachusetts Northeast Conference airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Access by phone, 515-604-9715. Access code 708-922. ID, Targeted. If you'd like to catch us by computer, in your address bar, type freeconferencecall.com/wall/targeted. Our YouTube channel is Targeted Massachusetts. And today, the Schumann resonance is at 13. Nominal reading should be 7.83. Okay, Jesse is back. Go ahead, Jess.
Hi, thanks, Frank. Sorry for dropping off there.
That's okay. It happens.
So, to follow this line of thought, this cabal technology that's worldwide now versus the human technology really was what we often refer to it as in HeartMath. And the human technology has some advantages over even the best, most extreme technologies that the cabal is using, and that is our hearts. Let me give you a little rundown, scientific rundown of the power of the heart and what it's capable of doing. And I can illustrate this with a story that happened just this week. So the heart consists of, I talked about an energetic magnetic field that it extends out several feet from the body. When we do simple techniques, heart breathing, heart-focused breathing techniques, specifically one called the coherence, quick coherence technique, we are literally activating 40,000 neurons, a group of 40,000 neurons in the heart that are much like the brain's neurons, except for these neurons have infinitely more intelligence than the brain. We think in HeartMath, we think of the heart as actually the centerpiece, the organ that's the most intelligent in the body, and the brain is the processor. So what happens is when we're in a coherent state, the heart sends far more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. It informs the brain in how to think, behave, turns on all kinds of hormones that are life-creating hormones, intuition. The more you practice,
Okay, Jesse.
the more. Yes.
We'll be right back. I didn't mean to interrupt you. This is
No problem.
station ID, another 3 minutes. Then you got it clean up until, I think 10:50 or something like that.
Great.
10:55.
You are tuned in to the Republic Broadcasting Network. Visit our website by going to republicbroadcasting.org.
OMG! People are jumping on board to the Life Change Tea Regiment. Brew, steep, and drink for a gentle, taste-great cleanse. It's changing how they feel. See what everybody's talking about. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Life Change Tea aids in digestive slowdown and helps people get moving down a healthy path. We won't make claims. We'll just let you decide. Experience is much better than a commercial anyway. If you want results, log on to getthetea.com and purchase your super strength cleansing tea. You won't be disappointed. And if you're looking for some mind-body suggestions, go to YouTube and punch in the search bar Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. Put power into your health now. So, getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com for super strength tea. And YouTube, Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now for valuable suggestions. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
Good evening, Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, we welcome back Jesse Call on TM Radio. Go ahead,
Thank
Jesse.
So having kind of illustrated how the heart works, the magnetic field that's being put out by the heart, measured and goes out several feet, even 50 feet or more in the local connection. In the non-local connection, where we can connect and do connect with people that can be all the way on the other side of the planet. When we're in what we call in the Hermeticism, the Hermetic law, the law of frequency and correlation. What that means, or correspondence, I should say, what that means is that the heart, there's a literal location in the heart that is a non-physical location, but is still located in the heart. That is connected to the higher self, which is also connected to the universal laws and to the Creator itself. And so when we're in these specific states, we can have an intention, and that intention can be correlated with other people that are also in this state of frequency. So to illustrate this, I'll tell a story about something that happened that was just amazing this week. On Saturday, I had some people messaging me about a gentleman named Cody Bishop, who had gone missing in Las Vegas. There was a before and after picture of him that were 7 months apart. Very healthy gentleman, young guy. In the left picture and in the right picture, 7 months later, he had ingested heroin and methamphetamine and had lost. You couldn't even recognize this guy. Anyway, his mother had put out an SOS and made a post on Facebook, and it kind of went viral. And people were telling me about this, asking me to go on and do a live stream about it, which I did. The following day, after kind of tuning into the whole situation, into the frequencies, into as much information as I could gather from the energetic world. And in the live stream, I talked about the things going on in Las Vegas and the drug scene, in the way that the drugs are being manufactured to control people. And I made the statement in that live stream that we were probably going to find Cody Bishop. Now, I had no idea. I call this knowing without knowing. But I have no control over it. I'm not down there. I don't know physically where he's at. Well, the following day, he was found. And I don't attribute that to anything that I said or did, but I don't discount it either. And because I am becoming, more and more accustomed to operating in these higher laws, and then allowing Creator and other people that are down there to correspond and correlate with what I'm putting out. And he was, there was a news article that was ran that day on News 3 Las Vegas. You can go to my Facebook page, it's Jesse Field Call, and see the live stream that I did on Sunday, and also the subsequent, finding him. And it was just a miracle, is what I call it, a miracle.
I think that is, and I do not discount anything like that, and we think very much alike. Very much alike. And I am seriously interested in following your heart math procedures, and I encourage others to do the same, because these are the old ways, and thank the Creator that they have not been lost. And Jesse is one person that will bring them to you. So with that, I will say you've got my vote, and I'd like to hear some more.
Thank you, Frank. And I always remember to never take any credit for this. This is not my game. I'm just got to be a part of it. I'm a fundamental and wholehearted believer in knowing that there's a God in control, and I'm just aligning myself with that, and He is allowing me to be a part of this life. So I'm grateful for that. Moving on to, Frank, this supplement, this micronutrient that also enhances the heart math and the brain abilities. I want to be cautious and open here. It is a business that I don't make much money off of, because I don't go around selling it. But I want to just put that out there so everybody's aware. The company is called Engage Global. On the internet, you can find it in engage-global.com. And what this product does, it was developed by a guy that did the research, the first research on radiation effects of the body in wartime, and how to combat those and repair the body quickly. So this turned into quite a Department of Defense project, and lots of science has gone into it. 7 patents are on it, and there's one for the body, there's one for the brain. The body one helps to clean out. I don't want to make claims here because we don't want to get the FDA after us, but it helps the body to repair itself quickly and function, reduce inflammation, and function more efficiently in ways that other products just can't do. They don't do. And when they first started using this product, they gave it to guys that were going out into the front lines into war. And what would happen was if they got a head injury or a contusion or a body injury of some kind, the injury would be far less. They would heal much quicker. Special forces are reporting 90% strength increase with the Micro Daily, and it's just quite an amazing product. The Brain Boost, there's two. Brain Boost is the one that I illustrated, or I talked about, I think, last time, and I compare it to the, trying to remember, I think it's the NZT in the movie Limitless, where when you take it, it just turns everything on. This is a nutritional supplement to that. And that really does just kind of turn everything on in the brain. It blows past the blood-brain barrier because of the type of micronutrient that it is, and begins to turn on higher functions and reasoning, frontal lobe, better morals, all kinds of things, simply by taking this supplement. So I use the two together, the heart math, taking the supplement. My intuition is much better. My awareness is much expanded. And it's just been, very, very helpful. And I attribute to that supplement and the heart math stuff to connecting into the Cody Bishop situation and possibly helping him to be found.
Okay, that was just verified in our chat. I forgot to give you that, but Mur Bailey in the chat just verified your story. She put a link in the chat.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, and she's also looked up your engage-global.com, too. She's already been there. You're pretty sharp.
Well, that's awesome. There's lots of research there. If you just go in and buy it as a new customer, it's going to cost you a little bit more than if you bought it from somebody because it's a multi-level. There is a business side to this, and I'm not interested in that. But I am interested in giving people, as low a price as we can get. And Frank, we can set you up with that, with a link, so you get 25% off. There's an auto ship that you can do so that you can get, better discounts. I just don't want to push that I'm trying to make money here, because that's not what this is about.
Yeah, what I'd like to do is, if that's possible, to make a small sample available, or does this take quite some time to accumulate in your system?
No. Certainly with the Micro Daily, it is a process. It is a time process, because the first 3 months, your body's going through and cleaning out, and it's not you're cleansing really hard or anything. It's just changing. It's recreating new cells quicker. So, and then the second 3 month period, your body is literally becoming more robust, stronger, anti-aging qualities, all kinds of things that are happening in your body to rebuild your body anew.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I'm going to definitely want some for sure. And I am not at the liberty to sell off of my site, but I'm sure we can find somebody who will.
And also, you talked about the samples. There is an option to send out samples. I've never done that before. I apologize. I'm not more into the business part of this, but
okay,
I can get that information over to you, Frank. And I've got a Brain Boost Facebook page that I haven't done anything on in a while, but I can put a link there for people to go and sign up if that's appropriate, or whatever whatever you want me to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can set you up with a page with all the links to your product, and if you want an explanation of your product, we can set you up with a page that's just yours with anything and everything that you want on it.
Sure. Okay. That would be great.
Yeah. Just let me know what you want on that page, and there'll be a big link on the home page. It'll say Jesse call or whatever you want it to say, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. We can talk through some text, and we can talk on the phone later, Frank, if you'd like to do that.
And I don't need anything from you. When we meet, I'll get a cup of coffee from you. How's that?
That sounds awesome. That would be awesome. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Ditto. And
so there's one. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. If you can continue on this, I would appreciate it.
Yes,
because I can't wait.
So I think most of our listeners are probably aware of false flag operations, and that have happened in mass shootings and Manchurian candidate type stuff that I think most people are aware of how a lot of those types of things work. So I've gotten information about a false flag operation being planned in Seattle on November 3rd. All indications point to a football game being played that day in the stadium, Seattle Seahawks Stadium. Now, as I talked before in the just a few minutes ago about the Maharishi effect, the heart breathing protocols, and how our collective consciousness, being in higher state of consciousness with the law of correspondence, can have a measured impact on these things occurring or not occurring, or reducing the possibility of people getting injured, things of this sort. So one of the reasons is that I put that out there is I have a personal reason for me being
Okay, we have to get Jesse back on. We lost him. But this sounds like a really fantastic opportunity to try something brand new. And he's in a position to help out. And I recommend, and I put in the chat here, I have to remind myself to get the chat in here so that I can make you aware of it. And but you should join the chat. I encourage it. And when I do get the link over there. And Jesse's back. And go ahead, Jesse.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about this technology. So, as I was saying, I just put that out there. One of the personal reasons that I have concern about this is I have an ex-girlfriend who was the love of my life, who we used to do this heart math and energy healing together. She lives there. She has a family there. And I want her to be safe. But I also want the rest of the people in Seattle to be safe. And so the things that we've talked about, with the heart math, and we can do a protocol here. I can just walk people through this, Frank, if that's okay with you.
Sure. Go right ahead.
It's a simple breathing technique called the quick coherence technique. So when we do this breathing exercise, we're literally practicing getting more and more in tune with the higher laws, with the Creator, and corresponding with other people that are in this frequency that have a measurable impact in reducing violence and terrorism on the planet. So, yeah, let's do this. So the first thing you want to do here, Frank, and audience, is just take your attention, and you can be, it's best if you're sitting in a quiet room, TV off, chair. You don't have to be in a lotus position. This is not meditation. It has some of the same effects, however. But just be in a comfortable position, and then when you're there, just take your attention and put it down into the area of your heart, or your chest area. And if you've never done this before, it kind of helps if you just take your hand and put it over your chest, over your heart. And that way you can't help but have your attention there. Once you've got your hand there, once you've got your attention there, just begin to breathe as if you're breathing in and out of your heart or chest area. And a good rule of thumb here is a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale. Whatever's most comfortable for you. And once you've kind of gotten used to that breathing pattern that's personal to you, the next step is just to create a feeling, an emotion of compassion or appreciation. And just breathe that emotion in and out of your heart or chest area. So the best way to practice this or get better at this is to set some time every day or several times a week for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. Set a goal or whatever you know that you will do. Don't set a goal for something that you will not have time or ability to focus to do. But again, the steps are attention. Focus your attention in the heart or chest area. Breathing with a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale, or whatever's comfortable for you. And then step 3 is activating positive emotion, or maybe remembering a time when you felt a sense of gratitude, appreciation, especially compassion. Those are the 3 steps. Quick coherence technique. That's it. Simple as that.
Very, very good. I'm going to ask you to just come over onto the conference call afterwards, and if you would, just bring this up because there are already many people interested, number one. And number two, this procedure, I could relay it, but I cannot do it like you can. So if you could for a few minutes, if you can't tonight, that's fine.
Sure, I'd be happy to. The conference call, which conference call are we talking about, Frank? Can you pull me over or do you want me to call in?
Yeah, I can't get you over there. I could, but I'd draw the system right down. But it's, the telephone number is 515. Got a pen?
Yep.
515-604-9715. Access code 708922. And that'll get you right in there.
Okay, you bet. We'll do. Right after the call?
Yeah, right after the show. It's 10:54 now. We've got till like 57 minutes before. So, I'd like to thank you for coming on the call, but you have some time, so maybe there's a few points that you can bring up that would inform people a little bit more what it's of.
Sure. I think one of the things that everybody is experiencing a lot of right now is anxiety, especially in the TI community. Everybody is experiencing a higher level of anxiety than probably they were a year ago. And it's important that we do things that work best for us. In my opinion, I think everybody needs a therapist nowadays, a good therapist that will validate you, someone that you can talk to, even if it's a close friend. But that validation of our personal experiences is really important. And in my own case, my life, starting 22 years ago when it all began with the targeting, the emotional content that I've had to process physiologically has been so overwhelming. I think a lot of people can relate with this. And I've had to kind of go outside the box and use different tools and find anything and everything that I can to manage the emotional content, both positive and negative. But going back to the heart math technique, it's the one thing that, and there are other techniques that we can talk about and I can train people on that have been the centerpiece of my ability to deal with my amazing life that has been extremely difficult at times. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say that... go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you have anything to add to that?
Okay, I guess we were thinking along the same lines. We need to get together and figure out what you want on your page and go from there, because the targets, the whole community needs relief from this anxiety and this paranoia that creeps up on people. And this would seem to be a solution to that naturally. I mean, a lot of people can do relaxation techniques naturally, and some can't. So I think this is like a golden opportunity for some of the targets. I can think of a few in particular that you might even want to call up and have a chat. Okay.
I'd be happy to do anything I can to help.
Okay. I'd like to say God bless. Good night from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen.
Many people write us about their experience with Extendivite. Allow me to read you some from Amazon.com. This product is superb. I have been taking it for about a year now, and I can feel my cardiovascular system run like a Swiss watch. I definitely recommend this product for anyone that has high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and heart palpitations, A+. It's potent, but it works. I have been waking up for the past 3 years with numb hands, and a week into using Extendivite, my numb hands seem to have cleared up. My circulation was off, and now it's back on track. So I'm happy. I feel so energized, and I have my husband on it now. My mother-in-law has cholesterol problems, so I bought her a bottle as well. Thank you so much. Love the product. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. Call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.